Welcome into another edition of Coffee with Coaches. I'm Meg Kelly, joined today by Brittany Dipper, the assistant coach of the women's lacrosse team and the winner of the best background ever, straight out of a Hallmark movie you got going on in Jersey. How are you doing today, Dipper?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be on here and talk with you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot to talk about in your life and your lacrosse career in a short amount of time, but you're a Jersey native, and if people don't know much about lacrosse is more in like the Maryland, DC area, very popular around those areas. So how did you find your way into the sport?
So it's actually pretty unique. Lacrosse really wasn't that popular in my area at all. And I didn't even know really what lacrosse was until my freshman year of high school. And my high school was getting the program. And I said, I'll play. I'll be a goalie because I was a field hockey goalie. And I was like, I'll just, keep my skills up, work on my reaction. It'll be a good way, like during the off season of field hockey. And I know when I first started playing, I hated it. I was like, what is this sport? Like I went to this clinic, like an indoor clinic, with two of my high school friends. And we were the oldest people there by probably five years. And that's like on the lower end. And I have these little kids like scoring goals left and right. And I'm like, this sport, I don't understand. I hate it. And then sure enough, it kind of came pretty natural to me once we started practices and really just kind of took over my life from there on.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you played field hockey, and that was a big part, I'm sure, of your decision to go to Maryland, and you played both. And as a freshman, your field hockey team won a national title. I mean, talk about a good start to college. What was that experience like?
So it's interesting because I originally wasn't even going to play field hockey at Maryland. And, when I was in the recruiting process, which is a lot different than it is now, I was looking off for field hockey, and I said I'd only play lacrosse if I could play at Maryland, never, ever thinking that would happen. And then went to a camp there and got recruited. And 2 weeks later, I was playing lacrosse at Maryland. And a few months go by and I just wrapped up my field hockey season and for high school. And Kathy called me and she's like, hey, what do you think about playing field hockey too? And I was like, wait, I can do that? And she's like, yeah, Missy's going to be calling you later today. I was like, awesome. So got off the phone with her. And before I knew it, I was doing two sports, and it was a lot, but it was also so fun. The experience. And, I was fortunate because when you come to college, it's hard. And I instantly had a group of friends right off the bat, and not only one group of friends, but two groups. And being able to, your freshman year win a national title, it's thrilling, and something that doesn't happen often. And to be able to experience not only in field hockey, but then lacrosse the next year, it was awesome.
Yeah, can you transition to that a bit? Your sophomore year, you win another national title, this time in lacrosse, and you were the starting goalkeeper. What was it like to have an experience in two sports, two national titles?
Well, I think what's unique about it, and something that I definitely have taken with me into the coaching side of things, is field hockey. I was technically redshirting, so I didn't start. I didn't play anything like that. And then to be on the other side of it, where I was playing and I was a starter, it definitely gave you perspectives on both ends of the ball field in that regard. And coming in sophomore year, it definitely we lost in the Final Four my freshman year, so we definitely knew what we wanted to do, and it took a lot to get there, but our team, we had so much chemistry and we were just so strong on the field, off the field. And, we get into that game, and luckily we were in Maryland, we were at Towson. So it was literally right down the road, which was awesome. And the atmosphere was just electric. And I believe that year we broke the record for the amount of fans at a women's lacrosse game. So that was exciting too. And then to be, on the field and when that whistle blew and we won, it was something that I just smile when I think about it. And I try to tell all of my players, like, there's no better feeling than at the end of the season being able to lift that trophy above your head and just be, screaming with your teammates, and just all the hard work that you put into it. It shows in that moment. And it was a moment I will absolutely never, ever forget.
Yeah, I'm sure it must have been awesome to be a part of that Maryland legacy. They win titles left and right every year. It's incredible what that program has done. And then your junior year, you go on and keep racking up the titles and honors. And you were the NCAA Goalkeeper of the Year. And then you closed out your career with so many records. I mean, we could do a separate podcast on that. But what was it like? I mean, just to play for that program at that level and then to be an alum and to continue watching the success from afar.
Yeah, I mean, again, I when I first got there, I was like, wow, this is a shocker to me. You know, lacrosse is so big there, and coming from a small town in Jersey where, you know, no one really knew what lacrosse was. And, you know, my teammates, a majority of them were from Maryland, and, you know, we'd go and we'd play UNC or UVA or Syracuse, teams like that. And they would all have friends on those teams. And I literally pretty much knew no one. I think there was like one person that I knew. She played at Syracuse and we went to rival high schools. But other than that, it was definitely a unique experience in that regard. But just to have the honor to play at Maryland, it's something that I'll always cherish. And, you know, I listen to my old coach Kathy talk, and, you know, when she brings up the championships, it makes you smile. And, you know, the tradition and just the excellence there is unmatched. And, you know, to be a part of something like that, it's what I want to bring to any program that I'm at. And it's what I hope to bring here, and, you know, to help build that, you know, and to have that connection as an alum. And obviously with Mort being an alum herself, you definitely see that here, with how much pride she has in the program. And then with the 40th that we did, it's definitely here, and it is exciting. I think that that's something that's unique. Not every program in the country has that like alumni base there. So, you know, to see it from the alumni side at Maryland, it's awesome. And then also to just see it here and how it translates to other teams as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a strong alumni network, and you can really feel the Terrier lacrosse family supporting from, you know, whether they go in person or watching or just keeping up with the team. It's really incredible to see that. But how did you even get into coaching? I mean, what was the original plan, and then how did you find your way into this profession?
Well, I was definitely that person. I switched my majors 3 times in college. I originally started out as physical education. And then it was surprisingly, there weren't a ton of athletes in it. And the ones that were in it, we ended up all dropping it. It didn't work with our schedule, unfortunately, of having to do like student teaching and things like that. And so I decided to go into kinesiology, and found out that biology and those kind of classes just weren't my thing. So then I finally switched to family science, which is a lot in like the human services field. And that is what I really enjoyed doing. But, you know, I kind of always knew that I wanted to coach at some level. And I guess as I continued to play, and as I got older, I knew that I wanted to coach at the college level, and I wanted to coach Division I. And so during my senior year, I talked to Kathy about it, and, you know, just kept my eye out for things. And there was a new program opening up down in Florida, Stetson, and I applied. And, you know, Nicole Moore, who was my first head coach that I was able to work under, took a chance on me and picked me up. And, you know, I left. So I just gotten done my last class and left Maryland. And a week later, I was down in Florida, literally meeting a team in a matter of like 2 days. So it all happened really quick, but I knew that it was what I wanted to do. And I just haven't looked back.
Yeah, and you spent time at Stetson there, and then you went to Elon, and then came up here to BU. What's your experience been like so far here in Boston?
It's been awesome. Obviously, this past year and what we're going through right now, definitely unexpected, as everyone always says. Definitely not what we thought it was going to be like. But, you know, I've been really impressed with just overall how BU's handled everything, and the fact that we were able to play and compete at some level this fall and make it to November 20th. I'm so happy that we were able to do that, and so fortunate that we were able to be together as a team. You know, it definitely looked a little bit different, but we were still able to work a lot on fundamentals. And I think we really got better overall. From our first day of practice to the last day, you definitely saw a lot of growth and improvement. And same with the players. I think that they they learn how to handle living in this time. And it's definitely not easy for them or for us. And I think overall it was good. It was really good. And, so far the experience has been awesome. I'm looking forward to this season and hopefully getting the ball rolling come February and being able to, whether it's play conference games or non-conference or a mix of both, just being able to get out on the field with the full team playing with one another is what I'm looking forward to with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that too, and getting some games back and seeing you guys in action. It'll be so exciting to see what the team can do. I know it was cut short a bit last year, but hopefully, we'll get some games in and we'll get some.
It's so long.
I know, right? And get some lacrosse back on Nickerson Field where it belongs. But
absolutely,
thank you so much for your time today, Dipper. It was really great to hear your story, to catch up with you, and we're looking forward to seeing you next year.
Absolutely, Meg. Thank you. I appreciate it. And go Terriers.